Sandra.
And this is another Q&A video with us, but this time we asked you guys for questions and we got a ton of really good ones, so let's jump right in. Do you watch The Great British Bake Off? I know who asked this question, the answer is still no. I've watched maybe one episode.
Mainly I enjoy the hosts. They're comedians, so they're hilarious.
Yeah. I'm not into cooking shows.
It's so stressful.
It's so why would I want to watch that? It's so stressful. What was the first gluten-free bake you were able to bake that you absolutely loved? The first couple of years it was a lot of trial and error. We made a lot of gluten-free pancakes. I ate those as snacks in school. It was just like gluten-free pancakes.
And gluten-free muffins.
And gluten-free muffins.
Pumpkin chocolate chip muffins.
Oh yeah, those are really
probably the first ones.
That's
for
true.
Baking wise.
Yeah. Or like brownies. Those are
brownies.
I mean, you cannot mess with brownie.
I remember Melia used to love the Namaste brownies, and she would make the pan, and she would just like, when they were done baking, she would like smoosh them up into balls and eat them.
Best way to bring her on. Wow, I can't talk today. Are you both gluten intolerant and have Crohn's? Neither of us have Crohn's.
No.
I actually got tested for Crohn's, and I'm very glad I don't have Crohn's, because that is a very, very serious illness. I just have celiac.
Yes.
It's the only autoimmune disease on the planet so far you can manage by just changing your diet.
Yeah.
And you can't eat dairy either.
Which, I mean, is one of the first symptoms of celiac.
Because your immune system...
Little science segue here.
Your immune system attacks itself, which is essentially attacking your small intestine, which is where all your villi are, these little tiny little, like, anemone fingers in your intestines, and they, like, absorb nutrients and stuff. And the lactase enzyme to digest milk is at the tip of those villi. It literally just, like, gets chopped down. Like, your intestines are just smooth. They don't have any villi left. If you haven't been diagnosed and you're like really hurting. And so it takes a while for that all to obviously grow back, and you regain after a period of time that lactase enzyme. But I was lactose intolerant for years before I was diagnosed with celiac. Now I love cheese. Now I can eat all of the dairy. Last few questions. Between the two of you, who's more left brain and who's more right brain?
I took a test for this and I was completely 50-50.
Weird. We're both very much on that spectrum. I mean, just if we classify ourselves.
Yeah.
I think you're slightly more so, maybe. And I'm just a bit more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But we're both very, very right-brained, if that's the creative part. If you could have one dessert for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Actually, yeah, I know what I would choose. Pastry cream. Just straight up pastry. I would literally just eat it with a spoon all day. If I had no repercussions of feeling sick, I would just eat that all the time. Cheesecake. If you could have variations of cheesecake too. Like chocolate cheesecake. Would you consider doing a Shakespeare-themed bake since you hail from Ashland?
I have thought about doing this. I also thought about doing like a literary themed, like based on different books, like The Wind in the Willows or Harry Potter or
so random. Why did you say Wind in the Willows?
There's some they specify certain foods once in a while in The Wind in the Willows.
But yes, we come from Ashland, which is the home of the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. It's an amazing repertory theater. So the Oregon Shakespeare Festival is not actually a festival. It's just called a festival. It's a year-long
play
established
theater. Yes.
And they do like 11 plus shows a year with like a company of actors who are hired full-time to like live and work here. So it's a great gig for if you're an actor. Which sister would win in a fist fight? I mean, obviously, she has like 3.5 inches on me.
I'm also physically stronger.
I don't think that's true. Arguable.
She's very small. She does a lot of Pilates and
weightlifting
and stuff. She's also just very skinny and very petite. And I am large and have very broad shoulders and just hidden strength.
She could just pick me up really easily.
Yeah.
What do you do besides this? Because we don't do this full time. So I actually have a full-time job down in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I work as a director of global partnerships at a tech company. I've been there for a little over 3 years now, and I really love it. I have a wonderful team, so I'm sure if someone watched this, a little shout out to them. So I do that full-time. I used to be able to travel a bunch working with partners globally. Obviously last year did not do any of that, but I'm slowly getting back into that. I'm taking a break from working on my bachelor's degree. Then part-time I do transcription, and then part-time I also do elder housekeeping. That's what we do aside from baking a lot. Yeah. The baking part is really fun though. Did we take any official baking classes? No, never have. If you went through pastry school, oh my god. I want to go to pastry school because I know I'm missing certain techniques. Just not be able to eat anything you make. Yeah, that would suck. Although apparently the cordon bleu in France, one of my friends who's doing that right now said that there is a new like allergen-friendly course, and it's like a gluten-free pastry course. So yeah, we've never taken any classes
We were taught by our mom,
as children.
was a baker.
She actually worked as a baker. She made cinnamon
when she
rolls
was
professionally.
when she was a teenager. Yeah,
Yeah,
back
she
in
worked
the
in a bakery.
70s. Then we just sort of went on our own, teaching ourselves more and more, and yeah, that's where we are today.
Yeah, and then we like
Thanks to the internet.
Thanks to the internet, we learn a lot of things.
Yes.
And Instagram.
Finally, when we got Wi-Fi after having dial-up, it was a lot easier.
We have 2 questions about Georgie, but I feel like Lucy should get a spotlight too.
Okay, so we have 2
We're
dogs.
gonna go get the dogs.
You pick up George. He's
I'll get
wiggly.
George. There we go. This will be our sign off.
So these are the dogs.
These are the dogs. These are our family dogs. So unfortunately, they're not like my dog.
So this is Lucy, or actually the newest part of our family, but she is
Cockapoo.
She's a cockapoo. She is 5 now.
Oh, so old, Lucy.
Yeah.
George is really old. He's almost 10.
Yeah, George is almost 10.
He wants down.
Lucy is partially blind and George is partially deaf.
Those are the dogs. All right, that is it for our Q&A. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this possibly multi-part because it's a really long video. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We are Sisters Sans Gluten. I'm Amelia.
And I'm Kendra.
And you can find us on all social platforms because we're everywhere.
That sounded ominous.
Tune in next time for another awkward video from the Farber Sisters.
George, come here!
Okay, we are done. I hope that filmed.